Okay, continuing the grand tradition of the evening, next up I've got Leonard Cohen, Cynic-in-Chief of the Modern Era. I'm going to be reading from Stranger Music, one of my favorite books by Leonard Cohen. This is basically, essentially, a collected works of sorts for Leonard Cohen. Now, if you know anything about the man, he was a musician first and foremost, but he was actually a writer first and foremost. So, he expounded on his literary career and transitioned it into music, primarily as a means of making more money, which he did. He was very smart. He made a lot of money until his managers started stealing millions from him. But that's another story. He basically went on tour basically until the day he died. As a means of just making back the money that his manager stole from him, which is pretty crappy. But anyway, I really like Leonard Cohen. This copy as well happens to be signed by him, so I'll show you that now. Leonard Cohen, whenever he signed his books, he had this stamp right here that he always used. This one right here, you'll see the stamp. Obviously, that's the signature there, but this is a stamp right there of the. Let's see, I think that is a Star of David, I believe. Yeah, it's two inverted hearts linked together, is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm going to be reading for this. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is personally my favorite of his stuff. It's "Everybody Knows." If you know that song, it was one of his hits, and the words are just fantastic. I mean, what can I say? Like I said, he's Cynic-in-Chief of the Modern Era, so he had quite a distinct voice where that is concerned. So this is "Everybody Knows." Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the boat is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody got this broken feeling like their father or their dog just died. Everybody talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates and a long stem rose. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that you love me, baby. Everybody knows you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful, give or take a night or two. Everybody knows you've been discreet, but there were so many people you had to meet without your clothes, and everybody knows. Everybody knows that it's now or never. Everybody knows it's me or you. Everybody knows that you'll live forever when you've done a line or two. Everybody knows the deal is rotten. Old Black Joe's still picking cotton for your ribbons and bows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the plague is coming. Everybody knows it's moving fast. Everybody knows that the naked man and woman are just a shining artifact of the past. Everybody knows the scene is dead. There's going to be a meter on your bed that will disclose what everybody knows. Everybody knows that you're in trouble. Everybody knows what you've been through. From the bloody cross on top of Calvary to the beach in Malibu. Everybody knows it's coming apart. Take one last look at this sacred heart before it blows. Everybody knows. You never heard that song? Pull it up. It's fantastic. I mean, yeah. I tell you, my personal favorite of that song is actually not done by Leonard Cohen. It's covered by Don Henley, and it's fantastic. He covered the song as a track on his greatest hits called "Actual Miles." So if you need everybody has Spotify and like Apple Music these days, so it shouldn't be that hard to find it. But yeah, the track by Don Henley is actually really fantastic. So that's one to look up for sure. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna read is one of his more obscure pieces. I just love the darkness of the language, something that a little bit about my writing. So definitely a character trait of my writing. So this is called "One Night I Burned." One night I burned the house I loved. It lit a perfect ring, in which I saw some weeds and stone, beyond not anything. Certain creatures of the air frightened by the night, they came to see the world again, and perished in the light. Now I sail from sky to sky, and all my blackness sings against the boat that I have made of mutilated wings. The cadence and the meter in that are perfect. I really like that. One of the things you notice about the rhyming poems that I write is that, they're very, very carefully constructed from a syllabic standpoint. I don't have these rhymes that feel like they're out of meter. And that's really a defining characteristic of what I think is a successful rhyming poem. I think that it really has to flow and it really has to make sense musically. And when I write, it's always been something where I've always intuitively understood, the music of language, specifically, like with alliteration and assonance and consonants and things like that. I mean, These are things that literally my brain just forms naturally without even a thought pattern behind it. It is literally very subconscious for me. It's just my brain just constructs these things. It's very interesting how my brain works with these things. Okay, the next thing I'm going to read is called "Death of a Ladies' Man." This is a song that he wrote, and it's on his greatest hits album. This is called "Death of a Ladies' Man." Okay, "Death of a Ladies' Man." The man she wanted all her life was hanging by a thread. I never even knew how much I wanted you, she said. His muscles, they were numbered and his style obsolete. Oh, baby, I have come too late. She knelt beside his feet. I'll never see a face like yours in years of men to come. I'll never see such arms again in wrestling or in love. And all his virtues burning in this smoky holocaust, she took unto herself most everything her lover lost. Now the master of this landscape, he was standing in the view, with the sparrow of St. Francis that he was preaching to. She beckoned to the sentry of his high religious mood. She said, I'll make a space between my legs. I'll show you solitude. He offered her an orgy in a many-mirrored room. He promised her protection for the issue of her womb. She moved her body hard against a sharpened metal spoon. She stopped the bloody rituals of passage to the moon. She took his much-admired oriental frame of mind and the heart of darkness alibi his money hides behind. She took his blonde Madonna and his monastery wine. This mental space is occupied, she said, and everything is mine. He tried to make a final stand beside the railway track. She said the art of longing is over and is never coming back. She took his tavern parliament, his cap, his cocky dance. She mocked his female fashions and his working-class mustache. The last time that I saw him, he was trying hard to get a woman's education, but he's not a woman yet. And the last time that I saw her, she was living with a boy who gives her soul an empty room and gives her body joy. So now the great affair is over, but whoever would have guessed, it would leave us all so vacant and so deeply unimpressed. It's like our visit to the moon or to that other star. I guess you go for nothing if you really want to go that far. So I personally really like the way he ties that up. I think those words are brilliant. It's like, he's just talking about the end of it's just the finality to things. So I'll read that again just because I want to. I really like those lines. So now the great affair is over, and whoever would have guessed, it would leave us all so vacant and so deeply unimpressed. It's like our visit to the moon or to that other star. I guess you go for nothing if you really want to go that far. Yeah, I really like that. So I was going to read Hallelujah. Everybody knows that song. I personally am not. So I really do enjoy that song. From a music standpoint, I do. From a lyrical standpoint, I'm not so sure that I really love that. As a poem, I can say that I like it. It's something that I enjoy, but I'd say I'm so on that, honestly. Rufus Wainwright does a very good cover of that song, and there's a if you look on YouTube, there's a cover of Rufus, and it's not Rufus Wainwright. It's actually oh gosh, who is that guy? Okay, so it's actually Leonard Cohen's. Oh gosh, I'm not even gonna tell the story. I'm gonna get all the details wrong. So anyway, that's Leonard Cohen. So hopefully you enjoyed.